The Fire Department of New York's Family Transport Foundation is an organization that, as its name states, supports the injured and fallen firefighters in New York City. And after 9/11, they made a concerted effort to capture the steel from the World Trade Center and use it as a way to carry on the memory of the losses in New York City on 9/11. 343 members of the Fire Department of New York lost their lives that day. And over time, they have reached out to organizations that had similar kinds of experiences. They did Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where United Flight 93 went down. And so it was only natural that they come to Arlington. I think between us there's been at least an informal bond, a real connection as the result of our shared 9/11 experience. So the fact that this was going to become a more formal relationship through this gift, it meant a great deal. The steel came to us physically on a flatbed truck. What is spectacular about the trip is that it is guided by an entourage of approximately 500 motorcycles, part of the Fire Department of New York's Motor Club, but other firefighters from elsewhere in the country also joined them.
Friday morning, we had a group of about 10 of us meet here at the fire station, and we made the trip to New York. I had the opportunity to take them down to Ground Zero. A lot of them hadn't been there yet. And then Saturday, we made the ride down here with the larger group, and it's exhausting. But it's an emotional experience. At the end of the day, you sit there and go, "Wow, I was really part of something special, and it's all worth it."
It's just amazing. If people could have been on that run, it was just so patriotic, so meaningful. We left Brooklyn at 7 in the morning. Every single overpass from Brooklyn to Arlington, Virginia, had fire trucks on the overpasses. It was American flags set up like this. You could tell guys had their dress blues on like I am. It wasn't a random pull over and wave. They must have been there for an hour. So to be riding in a 5-mile-long motorcycle procession was just very, very touching, and patriotism is alive and well in the country, believe me.
The procession of the steel was a solemn occasion. It was one that was where there was a great deal of reverence evident. Reverence for the steel, reverence for what the steel represented. And at the same time, there was this great celebration. It was the celebration of comrades, and a celebration of what life as a firefighter, life in service to our respective communities means. The The steel, I think, for many people who may see it, I'm sure that they are struck almost by the fact that some of this steel still exists. And I think that when people see the steel and understand where it came from and perhaps even where it's going, there's a connection back to that day. And it begins to take on this meaning. Yeah, the steel is about 13 feet long. It is an I-beam, and it has a number of bolts attached to it. Patty described to us that it was one of the very few pieces left that still had concrete attached to it. This piece of steel, I don't know exactly what it weighs, but it is in the certainly many hundreds of pounds. And when you think about that by itself, it almost seems indestructible. But as a part of that building, it was really, at those moments, insignificant. It was, overcome by that force in ways that, as strong and as powerful as it is, it really meant nothing that morning. And so at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning, we joined with our brothers and sisters from Fire Department of New York. It was really a rather spectacular scene. The pageantry, the music just created an atmosphere and a feeling that made for a great deal of emotion. It was a magnificent and remarkable event.
September 11th, 2001 is a day that is etched into American history. Most of the people of the world were watching. Every American was touched, and the people of Arlington and New York City were at the center. We were living it. Today, 9 years later, we officially and solemnly seal our memory of that common experience of September 11th, 2001 with the city of New York.
One of the other bonds that exists in society is that between firefighters. A firefighter can walk into any fire station anywhere in the country and be accepted immediately. Doesn't make any difference where they are or where they come from. The bond is that strong. The bond between Arlington and New York becomes a little bit stronger today. Through the work of the Family Foundation to preserve the memory of those that made the ultimate sacrifice on 9/11, it brings just a little bit of that here to Arlington.
This steel, I believe, is from the North Tower. But this piece we found to be just very painful, and it just carries all the emotion that we hoped it would. And our mission here is to honor the bravery and the skill and performance of duty that the Arlington County Fire Department and surrounding departments, what they did on 9/11, our hats are off to them. So from one department to another, this piece of steel is from our hearts, and we like to present it to the Arlington County Fire Department. God bless.
The folks from FDNY came about this in a spirit that I thought even went beyond friendship. I took from it this incredible human connection. And August 29th and the sharing of that experience with those guys from FDNY will also be memories and images that I will cherish forever.